Hello, this time I'm going to share you about the local anesthesia calculation. And I brought up here the cases of the pediatrics, and hopefully you can understand this well because I can also understand. I'm not that smart, but it doesn't mean that you're not smart. Just I'm not smart. So if I can understand, you can also understand. It is a very hopeful message. In dentistry, we oftentimes use lidocaine and articaine, right? And it shows the duration of the local anesthesia, but those are not something that we are going to memorize now. We are going to see the maximum dose and maximum total dose. These two are something that you really need to memorize for you to calculate. So maximum dose is per kilogram, while maximum total dose is something that you should never cross. You should never cross, okay? Don't never cross, go more than this 300 milligram. Alright, so lidocaine is 4.4 milligram per kilogram, while in pounds, in USA we use pounds, right? In pounds it is 2.0. It is pretty easy, so it is all the even number. And Articaine is 7.0 per milligram per kilogram, while in pounds 3.2. So just almost 2 times more than pounds is the kilogram. So remember this, okay? Remember so that you can calculate it. And you also need to remember these two numbers that you should never go more than beyond this 300 milligram. So if the kilogram, let's say there is a 1000 kilogram person, then the milligram will be 400. Wait, okay, even though I'm not that smart, I can calculate this much. So it'll be like this, right? So milligram per kilogram. No, not. I'm going to remove the kilogram. So since it is the person is 1000 kilogram, so the milligram of lidocaine will be 4400. But since it is only 300 milligram, so we can only give 300 milligram. It is not because I'm stupid, but I just gave you the extreme example. There is no one who is 1000 kilogram. So let's say 100 kilogram. Okay, sometimes there are people 100 kilograms. So if you do, it becomes like 440 milligram, right? Can we give 440 milligram? No, you cannot give. You can only give 300 milligram. Okay, that is what the maximum total dose mean. But this is what the maximum dose mean. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have to give exactly 440 milligram for 100 kilogram for the lidocaine. It is the maximum, okay? That's why it says that maximum dose. Is it crystal clear? Okay, hopefully it is crystal clear. Okay, it is not something that you need to give exactly at this dose, but it is the maximum. Okay, so Articaine is a 7.0. Don't forget about the 4 that I mentioned a while ago. 7.0 and 3.2 milligram per pounds. So remember this. So these are the actual carpule. It looks like this, right? For the lidocaine, we don't see any milligram, but we see this is the 1/7. This one. Wait a minute. This letter is 1.7 milliliter. Okay, you see 1.7 milliliter. Yes, it is one. It is talking about the liquid volume inside this carpule is 1.7 milliliter. And we see 2% of the lidocaine and 4 point of articaine. And we also see the epinephrine, the ratio. But we don't see any milligram here. Oh no, why? They didn't put milligram here for us to calculate it easily, right? That's why we need to, someone who is not that smart needs to calculate, you know. No, even though you're smart, you still need to calculate though. Yeah, so why 2% of lidocaine? Some people say that, some smart people say, oh, 2% of lidocaine, you don't need to calculate, just it is 34 milligram. Why? Right? So I asked ChatGPT, but this is accurate, okay? So 2% indicates that there are 2 grams of lidocaine in every 100 millimeter of solution. Okay, which means here is the 100 milliliter of ocean water. There are only 2 grams of lidocaine particles. Okay, that's why this is the sea, and the lidocaines are the fishes in the water. Got it? Yeah, that's it. So there are only few fishes inside of sea. In the same way, there are some milligrams of the lidocaine dissolved in this 1.7 milliliter of the solution. So that's why it makes sense, right? But we are not giving 100 milliliter, right? That's why we need to calculate using the proportion. Have you ever dealt with the proportion when you were high school? Yeah, I did, but I don't know if you, even though you didn't, it's okay. If I can understand, you can also understand, right? So let's say let's do 2. Let's just quickly explain about the proportion, okay? 2 versus 3 equals 4 versus x. We need to calculate the x. What is the x? Okay, so for you to calculate the x, you need to times the inner one. So multiply them, then it'll be 12. And if you multiply 2x, so these 2x, well, let me change the color so that you'll appreciate it more. I will appreciate more as well. So 2x equals to what? 12, right? So I'll write it here, new 2x equals to 12. So for me to leave x alone, what should I do? I need to divide it by 2. If I divide it by 2 both, then it becomes cancel, and x equals to 6. Wow, so let's put 6 here, then it makes sense, right? If you these are the same, right? They are equal. So in the same way, doing this, you can know how many milligram is dissolved in the 1.7. okay, so the way we solve it out is that I'm gonna put black sheet here. Okay, so 2 gram is how many milligram? Yeah, 2000 milligram equal is in the 100 milliliter, right? Equals to x, and then how many milliliter? 1.7. okay, so we multiply this and we multiply this, then 100 x milliliter milligram, this is a milligram, right? Equals to 34, oh, something familiar came out, 100 milliliter milligram. Got it? Right? So I want to leave the x alone. Okay? So I want to leave x alone. So divide it by 100 milliliter milligram, and also divide it with the equal amount milliliter milligram. So I'm gonna change into the cancel, because like when I use red to cancel, it feels good. So cancel, 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 and cancel these zeros. Milliliter, milligram. So what is left here is that I'm gonna write this here. X equals to 34. So if I put this 34 here, 34 milligram, right? 34 milligram. Wow, this is how the math is amazing. All right, so let's go back. Okay, that's why 34 milligram. So you can pretend to be smart, you know. I'm gonna show you how this 34 milligram is fabricated, right? Okay, so let's do some shows. Yeah, even person like me can understand. You will do amazing job. Probably you didn't need these explanations though. Okay, so we now understood clearly about 34 milligram. But if you haven't understood, just watch it slowly and you'd understand. So 34 milligram we understood. So here 34 milligram is dissolved, right? I don't know why they didn't write here lidocaine not 2% but 34 milligram. Yeah. If I make a lidocaine, I will do like this, okay, so that you can easily calculate it. How about Articaine? Articaine is another problem. So 4% meaning what? 4 gram, right? It was a 2 gram, right? The lidocaine was a 2 gram. Articaine is a 4 gram. So in the same way, 1 gram is what? 1 gram is only 17 milligram, right? So you just multiply them. If you want to go through that the formula, then you can insert 4,000 milligram equals 100 milliliter equals to x milligram versus 1.7 milliliter. You can do like that, but just this for the sake of time and energy, 17 milligram times 4, then it becomes 7, 4, 28 and 60. Yeah, 1 times 4 becomes 4 and plus 2, 68. Okay, so 68 milligram, 44% of the Articaine, right? So these are the numbers that if you memorize, then it's better. But if you know the reason behind, oh, you are super smart. All right, so we have came up with the what this 2% means and how many milligram is contained in this carpule. Okay, this is known as carpule, right? 60 milligram inside, but you can just know how many carpules per pounds are required. So if you want to memorize, you can memorize, but if you want to understand the let's say you want to give 2 carpules. Let's say you have a 34 pounds patient. So 34 pounds patient, how many carpules can you give? Yeah, you just divide it with 17. Then because for one carpule, it is good for 17 pounds. So 17 pounds per carpule. Okay, so 2. So we can give 2 carpules for this person. But in kilogram, it is 7.73 kilogram per carpule. So it is the calculation that we do with the carpule, because it we have calculated 34 milligram, right? 34 milligram in the carpule. So times 1 pound over 2 milligram, which is for the lidocaine. So if you go through this formula, then you will find out how much carpule you can give for how much, pounds and the kilogram. So if you remember this, then you can calculate easy, because in the exam, if you see a patient who is 60 pounds, how many carpule does the patient we can what is the maximum carpules that we can give, right? So just divide it by 17. Let me just write it. So a patient is 60 pounds, right? How many carpules can you give? So just the 60 times divided by 17. Yeah, right, 17, sorry. You see, I'm not smart, but I'm trying. So 4 is too much, 3. Then it becomes 51, right? So 51, 9 point, probably, since it is 9, how many can we give? 5 would be good enough. Then 7 times 5, 35, and 5, 8, so 5. So 3.5 carpules, 3.5 carpule we can give at maximum, but we should not give more than that. Probably since it is 5, we can also give 3.5, probably 2 we can give. But just to remove this, okay? Don't round it up, but drop it down. If it is, let's say, we can give 3.2 carpules. Don't count these 2, but just to give 3. Okay, 3 carpules or less than this. But don't go more than this. That's why it is known as maximum dose. Okay, not the minimum dose. So always give slightly less. Don't round it up, but round it down if you can. But yeah, in the exam, like 3.5 or 3.75, but depending on your calculation. So go to the nearest lower one, okay, not the nearest higher one. So Articaine is the 68 milligram, and per pound 3.2 milligram per pound, right? These are the things that we see here. We see 32, right? So, and also in kilogram 7. So 68 milligram times 1 pound divided by 3.2 over 3.2 milligram. Then we end up with this outcome, 21.25 pounds per carpule. So if you can memorize this, then just go right away. But if you don't remember, okay? If you don't remember, what you can do is this. Let's say we gave the example of 60 pounds. Okay, 60 pounds. A while ago, the answer was 3.5 for the lidocaine. So let's calculate again with the example of lidocaine. Lidocaine, how many milligram? Yes, 34 milligram per carpule. And for the pounds, how many? What is the maximum dose? Maximum dose is the 2.0 milligram per pounds, right? So if you multiply them, it'll be, because since it is per pounds, okay, I'm going to use the other color. So 60 pounds times 2.0 milligram per pounds. Okay, I'm going to use another color. Pounds cancel, pounds, and then how many milligram? Equals to 120 milligram, right? So we can give 120 milligrams of the lidocaine for this 60 pounds patient. So we need to divide this with 34 milligram. So 120 divided by 34. 3 we can give 3 carpules. 3. So 3 times 2, 3 times 4. Give 1 here, and 3 times 3, 100. So 18. 180. So we put comma here. How many do you think we can give? Probably 5. It becomes, if you times the 4, 5, then 20. Give 2, and then 150. It becomes 170. See that it is almost like this. So don't write 0 here. Okay, 3.52. So how many carpules are we gonna give? The maximum 3.5. It doesn't mean that we have to give exactly 3.5, but maximum you can give 1. You don't need to give anything, but you should not give more than 3.5 carpules, right? Okay, that's why it is known as what? Maximum dose. Alright, so it is the same, but if you go through the way that I just taught you, just divide 17, then right away you get the answers. It is just skipping all these procedures, but you need to memorize additional numbers, which are 17, 7.763 kilogram, and 21.25 pounds, and 9.7 kilogram per carpule. So yeah, all these things. So yeah, these are how it does work. You can just refer to them. And if you want to memorize, you can memorize. If you don't like the calculation, just go simple. So depending on the percentage, if it is just 1%, how many should we give? Yeah, 17 milligram is dissolved in this solution. Okay. So maximum total dose of the lidocaine. What is the maximum total dose? Yeah, total dose. Okay, it is not maximum dose. So it was 300, right? If I did not make a mistake. Let's see. Oh, correct. All right. How about the Articaine? Articaine. Artistic. It's artistic, so we give some more. 500. I like 5. I like number 5. So, okay, 500. How about the maximum dose of the Articaine? Oh, in kilogram. Lucky 7. All right. So Articaine in kilogram 7. How about in pounds? It is 3.2. Just divide it by 2 and give some discount. 3.2. 3 and 2, they are close friends. So in pounds, they pound. I don't know what that means, but okay. So maximum dose of the lidocaine. Lidocaine is 4.4. 4.4 is a kind of cursing number in Korea, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, thank you. For this time, I thank for the number, because this number 4 means death in Korean, Chinese character. So, patient is 66 pounds. that what is the maximum dose of the local anesthesia? Okay, so it is just asking how many carpules we can give. Okay, maximum dose is just times. So 66 pounds, you don't need to think about it because it is just asking about the local anesthesia, the maximum dose. So 66 pounds. Okay, and what is the lidocaine pound? It is maximum dose is 2.0 pounds per. No, not pounds. You see, I'm not that smart, so you are better, of course, always. So pounds, right? So just simply multiply them, and I will change color. I love various color, so it becomes, if you times, then 12, 1 give up, and then 132 milligram, because they are cancelled, deleted, and yeah, it becomes 132 milligram. So how many carpules can we give? In one carpule of 2% of the lidocaine, how many milligram of the lidocaine is dissolved in it? Yeah, 34, right? So let's divide it by 34. Okay, 34. If you divide it by 34, then it becomes, let's say, 4. Then 4 is too much. 3. Then 12, 9, 10. Okay, 9, but plus 1, so 10, right? And it becomes 30. Oh, almost, probably 8 or 9. Let's say 8. Okay, I think 8 is good. 8에 32. I'm speaking Korean, okay, when I'm calculating. 27. Okay, it becomes almost, let's say, 280. Okay, yeah, so it becomes like that, and we can give it 8 again, and 272, and it becomes 80. So about like this and that. So 3.882 the carpules you can give. Does it mean that you need to give exactly 3.882 blah 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 for you to achieve the good number? No, this is just telling you that you should not give more than this. You should not give more than this is the maximum dose. You can give less than this. You should give less than this. Okay, so in the exam, probably if there are options, 예를 들어 meaning, for example, there are 4 carpules. Okay, number 2, 3.5 carpule. Number 3, 3.9 carpule. Number 4, 3 carpule. What should be the answer? Some people think that 3.9 is closer than 3.88, so mathematically they are closer. So probably you might check answer. Number 3 is the answer. Then big, it is wrong, okay? Because you should not exceed 3.88, okay? So the closest one is always lower than this, but closest one is 3.5 carpules. Got it? Hope you got it. It is